Africans, do you know why the main goal of colonization was to totally depopulate and involuntarily mix the entire African continent in order to repopulate it with other races? Well, I have a message for black people. So if you're not black, you can stay. But if you're black, I want you to listen and listen good. The reason why history repeats itself is because the world is cyclic and whatever goes around must come back around. There was a time that Africa ruled Europe for 800 years, and when I say ruled, I don't mean with guns and ammunition, but with knowledge, love, light, and black excellence. So now, I want you, black child, to know that we have cycled back to that time. A time when the kingdom of God belongs to the poor and the slaves, and mine is just to cut and raise. Yours is to step into your awareness of self. Yours is to go back within and get into union with your ancestors, your DNA. Get your ancestral membership back and remember all that you are. Because among you are the descendants of the likes of Mansa Musa, kings, queens. Among you are the DNA of the Talai, the tribe of the Lion of Judah. Among you are the inventors of the hieroglyphics. Among you are the architectures of the great pyramids, the incredible mathematics of the Ishango bone. Among you are the DNA of the Moors, the teachers of all modern European technology. Among you are the DNA that mentored great European philosophers like Pythagoras. As a black person, the DNA of slavery and colonization is not the only DNA that you carry, and they know that. The ancient, great African civilization is still present and imprinted deep in your soul. They can burn all the books and ruin all the universities, but your DNA is present. Your memory is present. Your ancestral knowledge is present deep in your soul and is yours forever. All I want to say is that there was a time they wanted to wipe you all off or mix you all up, so there was no one left to remember. There was a time that remembering who you are would have been a great crime, and so the ancestors had you forget to protect you. But I'm here to assure you that it is now safe to remember the African royalties among you. It is time for black people to experience the excellence of their own blackness. It is time to awaken the extreme talents and excellence that are deeply rooted within you. It is now safe to show the world who you are. Go within and remember. Join into one with your ancestors. How do you connect to your ancestors? A lot of you keep asking me this question, and today I'm here to answer it. So listen very carefully and to the end, because this is going to be very long. Animals were trained by the Emory University School of Medicine to fear the smell of cherry blossom. And as this was happening, they observed the sperm. They found out that a section of the DNA in the sperm responsible for sensitivity to the cherry blossom scent was made more active in the animal's sperm. Later on, both the animal's offspring and the offsprings of their offsprings were all born extremely sensitive to the cherry blossom and would avoid its scent despite never having experienced it since birth. This mutation was also observed to cause changes in the brain structure of both parents and their offsprings. So what does this mean? It means a topic in biology called transgenerational epigenic inheritance. This topic will teach you that the experiences of a parent before conceiving has the ability to influence both structure and function in the nervous system of its coming subsequent generations, which still means that memories, life skills, knowledge, fears, strengths, and practices of one's lineage are imprinted in the DNA of their descendants and the descendants of their descendants. The environment have the ability to affect an individual's genetics, which are in turn passed on, and this is how descendants have the ability to show imprints of their ancestries. Now, the only thing school taught you under this topic is that you can inherit diabetes, obesity, cancer, mental health from parents, but they omitted the fact that you can also inherit the good stuff, including skills and memory. This is why some children are born geniuses, because they immediately remember. So to connect to your ancestors, you have to remember and activate, so the spirit lives on. But how do you remember? We all know the world is divided into 24 hours, giving you 12 hours outside and 12 hours within. Your ancestors are present within, not outside. So in order to connect to them, you must go within and in awareness. Start moving towards skills and knowledge that feels easy to understand and comes naturally to you. They come naturally and feel easy because your ancestors already did the hard work. When it feels extremely difficult, it's because there's zero memory of it in your DNA. Whenever you move towards ease and not dis-ease, know you're moving towards your ancestors. This is the man who went down in history as the person who invented education. Just like most people think the civilization started in Europe. Well, it did not. civilization started in Mesopotamia and the Great Kemet of Africa. Then later on, about 1200 BCE was when civilization was reaching the Central America, the modern day Mexico. So there is no way a white man would have invented education when the first university in the world, the University of Timbuktu, was located in Africa. The University of Timbuktu was established by Mansa Musa, who was a Malian empire and the richest man in the world by that time. Subjects like philosophy, cultural studies, language studies, advanced African grammar were mandatory, while subjects like history, algebra, physics, medicine, chemistry, arithmetic, and astronomy from the Dogon people were totally optional. Students who did complete the course of study received clothes, blocks of salt, livestock, and money as gifts upon their graduation. Graduation ceremony consisted of wearing a white garment while riding a white horse towards the university.